Hey, it's Jim. I'm back with another video. Hope everyone's doing really well out there. Okay, as you can see from the thumbnail, what we're doing is we made a thick metal tone, all right, on the Quad Cortex. And I also utilize the Eventide H90 in this one. I use the hot sauce and made my own little preset on the hot sauce. And I call it the thickener, and it thickens up the tone a little bit. What I'm trying to do is when I record, for like YouTube purposes anyway, I don't want to always have to go do double takes and stuff like that, because after a while, I just want to do something quick. All right. So I came up with a way to make, I did 3 different scenes on the Quad Cortex. What I do is a dual stereo rig. So of course that's, be a thick rig. But then what I do is I add the hot sauce in the beginning of it. And I made this thickener, like I said, this thickening preset for it, thickens it up. And that would be preset scene B. And then scene C, I'm going to add a little reverb onto one of the amps. What I'm using tonight is I'm using the Diesel VH4, and I'm also using the dual rectifier by Mesa Boogie. Okay, and I'm blending these two amps. So here, this is what it sounds like in the beginning. Here we go. All right. All right, and then we'll go to scene B. All right. Here we're adding the thickening thing, right? Here from the beginning. Let me go back. Let me keep it all that ring out. Okay, go back to scene B. It thickens up a little bit. Okay, then we'll go to scene C. Add a little reverb onto one of the amplifiers, onto the Diesel. This gives us a little separation, okay, between the two cabinets. A little Primal Fear there in there for all those Primal Fear lovers out there. All right. So again, we're going to do it again. A. Okay. D. C. I like it. I think it sounds pretty cool, but I prefer B. That's pretty cool, right? So, like I said, what I was trying to do, I was just trying to make the tones thicker, okay? So I didn't have to do double takes every single time, even though I will do it on other ones. Every once in a while when I do a short, I don't want to have it, when I do my shorts, having to do double takes and stuff like that. Okay, so let's go over it now, okay? The first one, okay, here we go, A. Now the Eventide here is off, okay? Then what we do is we split. Let's show the splitter. The signal comes in to 1. Okay, then we split it here at balance split. The balance is a 7.3, leaning more towards the Mesa Boogie at 7.3. Okay, mixer that's pretty much off because it's set at balance and split and everything like that. Okay, so let's go to after that goes into 808, and I'm taking out the overdrive, the old technique, just to thicken it, okay, without adding that much color, okay. This is the diesel I was talking about. Diesel H4 channel 3, 4, as we have that comes. This all comes in the Quad Cortex, and then what I do is I take out some harsh tones, some whistling, some honking, and stuff like that. Took out some of the mids here over 4. You can see that's at 986 hertz. There was some mids I just want to take out. It was too harsh. And then, taking out 416. I took out 225 at 155, but I made that the Q a little bit higher, as you could see, because that 160, I heard someone else once say this once before, it's like the devil's frequency. And I tend to agree with that. It is a lot of nastiness usually around the 160 area. And then it rolls off over here at 101 hertz. Okay, and at the end, 6 is at 3,628 hertz. There was a whistling tone here, and number 7 also had a whistling tone at 5,296, a whistling tone. Okay, I dropped it down minus 2.6. And 8, it was where I roll it off. Okay, the low pass is at 7,939 hertz. Okay, and then again, I took out some more over here around 158 hertz. It was still needed some more of that devil's tone to get it out of that frequency. All right, and as I see, it splits down. Okay, it goes to this, another 808, but I add a little of the level here in front of the Mezzo Boogie, the dual rec. Always wanted one of these things. I never had one. I should get one. I think I'm going to start getting some real amps for this channel, review those. Okay, here we go. The gain is set at 4.3, the bass minus 2.6, the mid 0.9 decibels, the treble up 1 point, and the volume of minus 3. Okay, and then, like I said before, I'm taming this one, bringing out the mids right away. Okay, the Q is pretty low. The frequency is at 1,000. Also, number 3 brought out 368, brought that down a little bit. And again, 160, right? Yeah, people say, oh, don't go what people tell you, go what you hear. And I do hear it. I have to admit it. I do hear it. And it was a whistling tone that I heard at 3,207 hertz. And then here we go to the next one. I had to bring out some more here because it was others. You only get, 8? And I needed some more stuff to take out. It was a tone at 177. There was some honking tone, and 309. Okay, there's some honkiness I want to get rid of. And then the diesel is going into this 412 cabinet. Trad S UK, I got some British vintage 30. Yeah, couldn't spit that one out. With a dynamic 57 and a ribbon 121. Okay, I have this set all the way to the left. Both of these are all the way to the left for the diesel. The Mezzo Boogie is going to be set all the way to the right. And then let's turn this on so you can see it. Okay, this reverb, okay, this plate mix 18.6, the decay 70%, pre-delay 60 milliseconds. You can read it right here. I don't have to keep talking about it. Okay, the other cabinet is another same cabinet, but I just moved this. I moved the microphones around a little bit. Okay, and this is going to the right, as you can see. All right, and now for this, the eventide, the thickening tone, what I made here. Okay, this is used the hot sauce, and I definitely use the hot sauce. I use that on everything, right? As they say, as the commercial goes. Okay, I made it. First, I started with this analog-ish lead, and then I changed it all and to make this nice thickening. I wanted to try to get an LFO. I always want to try to find a random LFO delay to make a random delay tone. I'm still trying to chase that. Okay, that would give me the perfect thickening, because it would constantly be random, have a random delay going back and forth set with an LFO. I thought it would make sense. So anyway, it didn't make it, but it did thicken up the tone quite a bit. I didn't go too crazy with it because I didn't want it to sound unrealistic. I just wanted to thicken up, and then I got that separation with the reverb. So here you go, the S&R mix 0, the oscillated depth is at 7, the cutoff is 6. These very little minute things here. Resonance is at 25, the tri-speed at 3.77 hertz, the volume at 100, like LFO, 2 milliseconds for the attack, the decay for this is at 24 milliseconds, and that gives it that real, that's what really thickens up when I played with the attack and ADK here. Okay, and then it's got 100 for the gate sustain. It's set it as sustain. The volume is at 100, and the depth is 100 for the envelope. Okay, there's really not much envelope here. Okay, so that's how I thicken it up. Okay, and then again, like I talked about the reverb, I made that separation, and we'll go over it again so you can hear it one more time. Okay, let's start with A. Let's put the volume on. That would help, right? You hear it change right there? You hear it? Thickens up. You hear it? Now, I don't know when I play this, when it goes to YouTube, how it's going to get compressed, if you'll hear the differences, but I'll try it, put it up. This is the reverb separation of the two cabinets. Give that space. Not a lot, just a little bit. I like B the best here. All right. Till next time.